it up. It's the Record Machine with your host, Jimmy Hall.
Just wanna feel your heart beating next to mine. I just wanna feel your breath brushing up against my skin. Your eyes, those ocean skies, warm me up, light me up, make me turn upside down, baby. It's a dream I don't wanna wake up from. Oh, what you do to me. I'm trying to find the words to say. I miss you, I miss you. Yeah, I already know I want you. I want you, you. I want you, you. I just wanna feel your touch underneath my skin. Turn me on, turn me on, turn me on, baby. Day or night, just move those hips. I know you'll do me right. I'm yours, take me on, baby. I'm trying to find the words to say. I miss you, I miss you. Yeah, I already know I want you. I want you,
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome alternative recording artist MK Ultra to the program.
Hey James, how are you? It's MK Ultra.
Doing good. How you doing?
Doing good.
Where are you calling from?
Well, I am in Utah right now. Lived most of my life in LA. We'll get into it with the interview, but long story short, I was touring in Europe, and then the pandemic hit, and then I had to come back to the United States.
Oh, okay. So your permanent residence though is in Utah, correct?
Right now it is. Yep.
What's the COVID situation like?
I mean, it seems to be all right. I mean, I got COVID, and I'm still living, so things are all right. You know.
Okay. Did you get the vaccine yet or no?
No. But yeah. I mean, it's a good place to just write music and, concentrate on my art. So, yeah, that's why I picked it,
Mm-hmm. Is there a music scene there in Utah or not so much?
In Salt Lake, there is. But right now, the music scene is, everywhere is kind of dead. I actually just got off doing a live acoustic stream with the show located in Camden, London,
okay.
Because right now I'm in Utah. I mean, it's obviously not like a music scene in New York City or LA or London where I've spent most of my time, but it's a good place to, like I said, concentrate on recording material.
Mm-hmm. Can you describe your music and style?
I think it's a fusion of a lot of different styles. It's got an electronic base, and then I kind of build off of that. I'll start with drums, electronic drums, and then if live drums are needed, I'll have live drums put on that, and then I just kind of build with synth, guitar, pick between either synth bass or real bass. So as far as what I'm influenced by, I'm just influenced by a lot of stuff like Nine Inch Nails, but along with a lot of like hip hop stuff. Like I love Dr. Dre's beats and stuff like that. So
interesting.
So I mean, and the people that I've always worked with, like they were always into really edgy stuff. So, I was just always around that. Before I became a singer, I was involved with more of the production side and artist development and stuff like that. So, literally any kind of music except for country, I think there's a hint of it in my music,
So would you be categorized maybe alternative artist or?
I'd definitely say alternative, yeah.
Yeah.
Because just straight ahead rock doesn't really work. Electronic doesn't really work. It's an orgy of different genres.
Mm-hmm. During the lockdown, you wrote enough material, 2 albums, with the newest single being "I Want You," which I'll feature in this program. Can you talk about that song a little bit?
Yeah, "Want You" was written by myself and a solo artist named Slizza that I met out here in Utah, and she's great. And I made the beat, and it just happened. It was a very organic way of making a song. Nothing was forced, but it was all done more on the electronic side of MK Ultra rather than bringing in really heavy guitars and stuff like that. So, being completely honest, I think that she is a very talented singer that has a very bright future. So I wanted to work with her, and it goes back to my producing days as well. It's like I enjoy working with artists a lot to try to get the best out of them.
Yeah, and you sent me another song, "Life is Cancer." Can you talk about that one a little bit?
Yeah, "Life is Cancer" was it's obviously not talking about cancer, the disease, at all. It's about how in life you have to go through all these different stages, and for me, when I started writing my new albums, I was going through some I had gotten out of an abusive relationship with a crazy woman. That I wouldn't even consider her a woman. She's more like a monster. And, I just kind of made an analogy with that song of being like, she talked about how she was abused and stuff, and she kind of became what she was, I guess. I mean, she explained it like she became that way because that's all she knew through other relationships. So the part of it being cancer, it kind of is an analogy and a metaphor just for how it kind of spreads through you, and you have to get through it mentally. It's not just, physical and then it's done. You have to deal with the mental baggage and go through certain processes to bring yourself to health and to a better mental health place. And, people that go through these really hard things, they can either learn what not to do, or they can fall into doing what their influences do around them.
Right.
And, I definitely choose to get it out through artistic means and music rather than I have that outlet. So there's no way I'm going to be accustomed to anything like that. And I'm very much against any type of abuse, man, woman. I think, the song, people may listen to it and think it's like kind of a darker thing, but it's really a song about, getting to a different place and fighting against what's holding you back.
Yeah, that makes sense. You mentioned in your press kit PTSD, physical and mental abuse. Would you say those issues were played a big inspiration in the writing of these two albums?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm the type of person that really brings their life into the music. Like, I feel like if I played all my music in time, like from when I first started releasing music, if you listen to what I'm saying in my music, you have a pretty good idea of what's going on in my life. So for me, I can only write about what I know, for this project. I've written songs for other people, but that's a different story. You try to get in their head. But for MK Ultra as a project, it's like I don't really worry about, hitting the gold and making a smash hit anymore. It's more about the therapeutic process of making music. If I didn't have music, I'd be seeing a therapist quite regularly. But with me being really honest with whether it's good or bad about what's going on in my life, I'm able to, my recording equipment and my instruments and my voice are my tools to get me through therapy. So yeah, it's completely therapeutic for me. I mean, I would, it's all about doing things for the right reasons. For me, like, obviously I want people to hear my music and enjoy it. And, it's connected on a level with people that, has really surprised me. People at shows that, well, not surprised me. It's an honor when someone at a show, will come up to you for a meet and greet or something and say, like, this song helped me get through a really tough time in my life or something like that. So with this project, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to not only help myself, but hopefully it helps others, but I'm not really force feeding it commercially.
Well, that must be a good feeling for yourself. I mean, not only are you helping yourself in a way, but you're helping your fan base as well, because some people may be relating to the same issues that you sing about in your music.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big reason why I do it too. Music is a language that connects with people. So if I'm connecting with people, it's going to help them get through whatever they're going through, and that's huge for me. Like, I always say this when I release music, like, if someone really listens to my album or my new single, whatever it may be, if it gets one person through a lot of tough times, I consider the job well done.
Yeah, well, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, the power of the internet, when you put this stuff out there. People can see your videos, they can hear your music, and if it's an issue that they're dealing with as well, they can relate to it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the internet helped me a ton with the first videos I put out, and I continue to, put out everything. But, it's interesting. The internet completely takes things out of the context of what your message is supposed to be. But what do you expect when it's an open forum?
Right.
And anyone can say anything. So for me, it's like I want people to interpret songs that I write their own way.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the responses I get is people either love it and they can really connect with it, or they absolutely hate it and they just want me to disappear. I used to, not as much now because I'm writing about different stuff, but when I came out, it was really just a lot of death threats. And over the internet, so what are they going to do? Yeah, they don't know where I live, but yeah, people didn't take a natural liking to me because I was a controversial person talking about controversial things, dressing in a different way than most people do. And, I think some people just were taking things the wrong way. And I may have dark subject matter, but I'm certainly not glorifying it or anything like that. It's either an emotion I need to get out, or a story, or it's people are very quick to jump to like, oh well, this is just offensive.
Mm-hmm.
But if you turn on our TVs right now, you're going to see a bunch of offensive shit. So
exactly. You're a very theatrical person. Do you enjoy filming the music videos as much as recording music?
Yeah, I was just talking about this, and even if there's not a video for a song, or one doesn't come to, because obviously you can't make a video to every single one of your songs, but I always have an image in mind when I'm writing, and kind of a storyboard and everything like that. So sometimes the image is actually in the vision comes before the sound, and then I write the sounds around whatever I'm picturing in my head. So yeah, like when I take the stage, I look at it as taking a stage for a performance when I'm touring and stuff like that. I want to give them a theatrical show. And I don't think there's a lot of people doing that nowadays. And I've always really appreciated artists that put everything they possibly can into their visuals as well as their music.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Before COVID hit, you were headlining a tour with the Healthy Junkies throughout Paris and Berlin and Munich and Amsterdam. Any plans to do any shows anytime soon? I was just talking about this on the live stream and that I did with Camden Live in London, and it's when it hit, this pandemic hit, it's like, all right, just the first show's canceled, right? I actually had a CD release party planned with Healthy Junkie, but unfortunately that didn't happen because of the pandemic and a variety of reasons. But I thought it was going to happen very soon after. So, but what happened is all my shows got wiped out, just like any other artist, for 2020. Mm-hmm. So my plan is the world needs to get their shit together so I can play my music. So
but I'm saying that kind of jokingly, it's like, obviously no one knows how to really deal with this situation. We're all trying the best we can. Mm-hmm. And I'll be there when stuff is open again. It doesn't make much sense to me to play a venue that limits their capacity to 15 people, because I am such a theatrical artist that needs a stage where I can do my show properly.
Now, you wrote enough material, like we talked about before, for 2 albums. Will there be two album releases, or are you just going to condense them into 1 album?
There's going to be 2 album releases because there's 2 very different vibes going on. There's an electronic vibe with it still has guitar here, but it's not really like the really thick chunky distortion type vibe. It's more atmospheric, and the other one has like the chunky guitar vibe, like with the song "Life Is Cancer." It's very much as a rocker. So I mean, you can kind of see the two albums. Like, you have a song like "Want You" and then "Life Is Cancer," and they're completely kind of polar opposites. So I feel like two albums is necessary to make everything make sense, and I definitely have enough material to put that together. So
when can we expect these albums?
When it makes sense to release them, honestly, because the music business may still be based around the songs and the recordings. I really want to be playing, at least have some live dates that are actually going to happen lined up before I release something, because the way I look at it is I'm not going to stop writing songs. They're just going to pile up. So if the world gives me more time to write songs, I'll keep writing more songs and then pick the best out of that. I always write a ton of songs and then narrow it down to the good, what I feel like are the good songs, and I get opinions of the songs from people I respect. It's like for the first P and 2 albums, I released a total of, I don't know, like 30 songs, but there was about 120 songs written, and at least in some sort of demo form.
Mm-hmm.
So, 30 out of 120 is literally like I'm only really putting out a quarter of my material.
Yeah, that makes sense, though. I mean, not every song's going to make it on the album.
Yeah, I mean, I think, something disappointing about this pandemic is all the shitty music that's come out. And I say that not in a way of like, oh, well, everyone's really sucking. I'm saying we don't have the tools right now to make music as good as it can be, because no one's going to profit off of the recordings. They're going to profit off of the merch and the live show. So in everything that surrounds the music. Mm-hmm. So what I feel like everyone's doing now is throwing what they artistically want to do out there without any quality control. And for me, it's kind of like, I think, at least the way I'm approaching it is the way I just explained: write a bunch of songs, then narrow it down to the good ones. So I'm not giving my audience songs that I'm not proud of.
What are your plans for the rest of 2021?
Well, I'm doing an EP with the artist Slizza that's on Want You. I think I know she's a great singer. And also with a good friend of mine named Honest. And we're doing a different project, an EP that will come out sooner than the MK Ultra album. And it's a project that dives into a lot of sounds and influences that are in MK Ultra's music, but maybe not as prominent. So it's something very different for my audience, and I think it's a good way of 3 solo artists coming together and making something different. And what I love about the project is all 3 of us bring something different to the table, but we're on the same page. And that's how a well-oiled machine works as far as music goes.
Mm-hmm. Besides music, what are your other interests? Any hobbies?
Basically, honestly, it's music and my girlfriend. Mm-hmm. That's about it.
Okay.
My girlfriend's been great. She is the artist on Want You as well. And, so we do a lot of music, but we also do a lot more than music. The fact is we're able to do, I think, a lot of creative activities that I haven't been able to do with maybe some partners I've had in the past. So, but as far as hobbies, I'm really, really focused person on music. What I really do for fun is music. I don't really look at it as work. It is extremely hard work, but mm-hmm. If I have alone time, I'd much rather create than sit around and watch 12 hours of Netflix. But I am guilty of doing that once in a while too, because sometimes I just need a break, my brain just needs to shut off. So I don't know, let me try to think of like some of my favorite movies. I think American Beauty is a great movie, Wolf on Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put it this way. What I'm into is extreme art, or art that's done really well. Just going to a museum to see art. Like my girlfriend and I did that, and that was a great experience. So I've never had a problem finding shit to do.
Yeah, well, you seem like you're into videography and photography, right? You like to make like videos and short clips and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I guess I was counting that as with the music, because with photography and you definitely have me pinned down pretty well. I mean, we did a photo shoot yesterday for the song Want You. So it's not just the music, everything that encompasses around it, like videography and making treatments and storyboards to my music videos. I enjoy a ton, whether I'm doing it myself or working with the director. I always make sure that it's going in the vision that I want it to go in. So there's so much more than just the music. It's great. So I get to incorporate other stuff I'm into, like you just mentioned.
Right. I mean, I could see from looking at, your page and your videos that you have on YouTube and stuff, you seem like you have a huge interest in film and music and videos. Will there ever be a MK Ultra documentary?
I think so. I think I've had a crazy enough life that it needs to be documented, and some people would find it interesting. I think everyone has a crazy life and everyone should make a documentary. But I think with what I've been through with the near-death experience, with the bus accident, the abuse, and a ton of other things, that it kind of needs to be solidified in stone in some way.
Mm-hmm. Is there
at some point?
Uh-huh.
At some point.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Is there something about you that you want people to know that most people wouldn't know?
That's interesting. I think people think of me as an erratic person that is always causing chaos and not a very nice person, kind of arrogant and stuff like that, from perhaps seeing my live show or a music video or whatever. But behind the scenes, I really just like to keep my life pretty calm. And calm not as in boring, but it's like I don't want to fall into the rock and roll cliche of all the messes and problems that can be created in this business.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a website you'd like to promote?
Well, I'm probably going to relaunch merch when it makes sense. But I do have mkultramusic.com, and obviously my Instagram. Just search MK Ultra on Instagram and Twitter, and those are my two main platforms.
Mm-hmm. Not so much Facebook, right?
No, not so much Facebook. For me, Facebook, at least in America, has become more of a family oriented platform, and friends that you have you went to high school with and stuff like that. And for me, if I posted a lot of my MK Ultra videos and stuff like that, and this actually did happen when I started in 2017 with the Hollywood Holocaust EP, is a lot of people calling me asking me if I was okay.
Wow.
So, yeah.
They don't get it's art, huh?
Well, I mean, it's like they may know the 17 or 18-year-old me, but they don't know, you're developed by the experiences you go through in life. And once you go through so many different things, it's like, with what I've been through, I have a voice that I feel like needs to be heard to get my therapy out, as well as help other people, like you said. So I think a lot of people, including people that actually know me, And I understand it. They just get the wrong impression by the imagery and the videos, how extreme they can get and stuff like that. So, it's one of those things. It's like if you, someone like Alice Cooper probably isn't walking around in his house, in full face makeup all the time and everything like that. Maybe he is, and more power to him if he is. But, it's kind of like, it's like I said before, when I take the stage, you're going to get the full course meal, my artistic energy. My personal energy is something different.
Awesome. Any final thoughts before we go?
No, I think you covered everything very well, and I appreciate all the research you did on me, because it makes an interview go a lot smoother.
Yeah, I try to do my homework, and great guest, who's very informative and, was very talkative, makes my job a lot easier, so I appreciate that as well.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you playing both of my new songs, and again, just thank you for having me.
Well, you're welcome, and I want to thank you for coming on, and I wish you the best of luck and much success.
Great. Thank you so much, James.
All right. You take care, brother.
You take care. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Nothing to show because you're always taking. Pressure is gonna kill me. This life is the death of me. Excessively high, my angel wings are decaying. Isolation, protection from all your lying. Push me away.